20-somethings. Georgia and Emma team up to create a podcast. In Have You Tried Yoga?
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to Have You Tried Yoga podcast, episode
14.
14.
Hi, I'm Emma.
And I'm Georgia. And today we're talking about unsolicited medical advice for the second time.
Yes, this is not a repeat episode. We've just got more awful advice to share with you.
We
I actually
have-
need to speak up in a loud voice.
We have fresh content.
Fresh, spicy meme content.
Yes, so same context, fresh content. But before we start, there's a few things we'd like to mention.
You're pretty.
And it would be incredible if you could sign into iTunes and rate our podcast on the store there. Give us 5 stars, say whatever you like, we don't mind. But it
I
would
think you should say llama drama.
Llama Drama, or you could say Emma and Georgia are the best people in the world. I don't care, but definitely rate us 5 stars because that helps us so much on the iTunes and business side of things.
And if you're a financially able person, we have a PayPal set up.
Yes.
Just email, if you go to our Instagram, we have a Linktree link.
Yep.
Where you can grab our PayPal, but pretty much it's haveyouttriedyoga@hotmail.com. You can send us $1 or $2, that will help us with our costs.
So if you're able to help out, that would be incredible. And if you'd like to help out but you want something for it, we're eventually going to release some merch. So keep an eye out for that. So you can wait for the merch, or if you're so desperate to help us, which would be incredible, you could send like 50 cents or $1 to PayPal. Or if you're really excited, 10 or 20, all up to you, whatever you think is reasonable. Even if you decide to send maybe 50 cents an episode, it all adds up.
Make it rain.
Look, honestly, even if you sent 10 cents, I would cry because someone cared enough to log in and send it.
Yeah, me too. It'd be
I'd be
pretty
like,
exciting.
oh my goodness. So other podcasters are doing it, and we really didn't want to have to do that. We wanted to do this just out of a hobby and goodness of our own hearts, but yeah.
Apparently you can't do that. Apparently you have to pay for things on a podcast.
Yeah, you actually have to pay to run things, and a lot of hours actually does go into producing this podcast and contacting guests and things like that, so... do we want to do a quick update on what we've been doing with our lives? Because it has been a little while since we've... What have you been doing, Emma?
Yep, I just have to remember what I was going to tell you because I came up with an anecdote in case I forgot what to say, which is exactly what's happening now. What's been happening with me? Had a bit of an up and down mental time, which is always fun. But going okay. The podcast is good because it's a good distraction from things.
And so is her wife. Me. The podcast wife.
Oh yeah, we're married now.
Well, that's what you are on my phone.
Yeah.
Podcast wife. Callum knows to stay in his lane. Also, quickly, before I forget, we need to make an acknowledgement of our tech support this month.
Yes.
Tech support, IT advisor, Callum Kennedy. Callum Kennedy, my partner, has spent an hour with us, probably, about today, just doing tech support with us, because I am hopeless and Emma is very tired.
Yeah, we didn't have batteries for our recorder.
And Callum found batteries in our very cluttered miscellaneous drawer.
Yep.
And also explained a thing or two, which was great. So thanks, Callum. You're a doll.
You're tops.
You're tops. And a bit nuts, but we love you.
Listen to his podcast.
Channel Anime. Actually, I feature on it for the next couple of weeks.
Ooh, guest interview.
Well, actually, I'm just one of the
Guest hosts.
players. I play the game and talk, and
It's an anime game?
it's an anime game. Yeah. So they play something called Channel Anime and talk about anime. So if you're a weeb and you'd like to get involved in Channel Anime, you can find them on iTunes, Libsyn, and maybe what's the other one we're on? Spotify. I think they're on Spotify too.
Or
anyway,
the internet.
Yeah, internet. So Channel Anime, spelt Channel Anime. Check them out. I'm on there. If you really would like more...
Not Chanel Anime.
No, not
Sorry.
Chanel Anime. Channel Anime. So if you'd like to listen to more of me, that's on there now.
So news with me. Yeah. Podcast, good. Mental health, not great. I did have an anecdote that works perfectly with today's episode. Is that so? I know lots of people will give me some advice that is not unsolicited. It's just I acknowledge it, and it's that. So on my phone, I don't have an ad blocker. I have an ad blocker Chrome extension thing on my computer, and you know I know there's things like VPNs, etc. But because I like Google stuff about pelvic pain a lot, the algorithms within Google have decided to send me Elevate breastfeeding tablet ads, like, you know, like take Elevate for breastfeeding, etc. When you're trying to get pregnant. It's like a little multivitamin, like an iron supplement.
It's
often.
got folate, so
That's
you
what I
don't
was
have
thinking.
birth defects.
Yes.
Yeah.
Iron folate, that's why I said iron. Yeah, it's folate.
I don't
Anyways,
know why I know that. I've never tried to have a baby. Why do I know that?
well, it's probably targeting you too because you own a uterus. But anyways, so when I Google that stuff on my phone, just looking up stuff, it's decided every time I play like a YouTube video that it will just be like, Elevate breastfeeding supports, blah. And then now it's started to send me Menavit, which is, guess who it's for. It's for men who are trying to conceive, to have healthy sperm.
Yeah, so their sperm, their little swimmers swim better.
Guess what colour the box is?
Black.
No, it's blue, but close.
I thought, manly.
No, it's not sophisticated manly. It's like, baby's blue. Anyways, it's really irritating, and I know I should put an ad blocker on my phone, but just like every second day if I'm on YouTube on my phone on the way to work, it's like,
That's
I live at breastfeeding, and I just have the like loop of music in my head.
That's very patriarchal and heteronormative advertising right there.
Yeah. Also,
Big words.
Also, I have totally had ads for like Clearboo pregnancy test, but you can tell that they've dubbed it over with Aussie people. So it's like this woman crying over a pregnancy test, being like, "Oh my god!" But you can tell that she's American and not crying like an American. There's something to do with the accent. Anyways, that's my life.
Cool.
What's your life?
Well, I handed in my honours thesis.
Last time we recorded, you had just about handed it in. Yeah,
Yes.
you were like 2 weeks away from
I
handing
was
it in.
close to handing it in, so I've handed it in. I will hear back soon-ish, like this time next month, what grade I got. And I graduate in December. I have no idea what I'm doing next year. I could be studying further. I could be working full-time. I could be tutoring. I could stay in my interesting retail job. I do not know. But other than that, like, you know, the move that I did in July with Callum has worked out really well. He's been amazing throughout the thesis stuff. My dog's healthy and happy, and he's actually currently trapped in this study with my partner because he has been featured on this podcast far too much. So sorry if you're here for Ralph content. He's out of the way, so you'll hear no tapping and balking and dog flaps today. You may hear the fridge though. Fridge running in the background.
We're not sure if that's the cause for the strange buzzing sound that seems to be very low key in the background of our episode. I'm sorry if you have sensory issues and now we've just made you realise that. Hopefully it will stop.
We're trying to work on it. Thank you and sorry. We're not, this is not our, like, career, so
We
we're
don't
just...
have $16,000 to stop our fridge from running.
No, my fridge is kind of old
And we don't
Struggling.
have the spoons to go catch our fridge, okay? God.
Yeah, and, like, I don't know much about technology, so we're doing our best.
Yeah. So before we dive into unsolicited medical advice 2.0, I do have to say that we got really good feedback about our last episode on Final Straw and the straw ban
yes.
that's going on around the world. I had quite a few people kind of say, well, what about this type of straw? What about this type of straw? Has anyone invented biodegradable straws? And I kind of just showed that great little document that said exactly why that isn't possible. But if anyone is interested in being an entrepreneur, and you're a spoonie especially, please invent a biodegradable straw that won't
can
degrade in
bend.
someone's mouth.
That can bend, that doesn't disintegrate, and also isn't sharp and okay with both hot and cold.
You would make a mozza from it. Is that a
Yeah.
very Aussie thing to say? You would make a mozza.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You
We're
would make a mozza. Oh, I just started going British. You'd make a mozza, mate.
We're Australian. You might have noticed.
How?
I don't know. Hey, you know what'd be really interesting?
What?
If you would like, shall we do a post asking where everyone's from? And then we could get people to comment on that post where they're from. Because I've had people kind of mention in the passing that our accent is cute or interesting or stuff like that. And it's like, wait, what? What is your accent? I feel like we'd have a bit of Europeans, a bit of American, maybe.
I like it. Let's do that.
Let's do that. Let's build a little community, kind of fun story time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and we're still not keen on doing a Facebook group because...
Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that, and we've seen it implode in other podcast groups, and I'm sorry, we just do not have the spoons to moderate. And
also, I don't want to put someone else in that position where they have to moderate people being awful. So, I was talking about Facebook stuff. I'll change where this is in the podcast so we're not meandering. But we were talking about how the Lost Brisbane page, where it shows historical stuff, and the moderator of that started posting political stuff, and people were like, you can't put that here. And then he was like, but it's my page. And everyone was like, it's not your page anymore. Anyways, apparently stuff got real in the crochet Facebook group where your nan is in, because someone posted a picture of their knitted scarf and someone was like, that is not crochet. And it started a storm of rage in comments. So
that is bloody beautiful.
I know, right?
And quite honestly, I trust Emma with the podcast because it is our baby, but I would really struggle to trust somebody that isn't us to moderate, because unless you know someone really well, it's hard to know their moral compass. And unfortunately, there are people out there that, while they think they're inclusive, can say things that can be quite upsetting and triggering, and that's not what we want for anybody.
And I would hazard to say that my standards for being inclusive are a little higher than the average bear. So
yeah. But that's not to say that we don't want you engaging with us on Instagram and the Facebook page. Keep commenting, keep sharing, keep liking. It means the world to us.
Yeah, and we keep track of who that sounded really creepy. We keep track of who you are. No, we know...
remember if you've commented a few times, and we do our best to reply to each comment, and
we do reply to each comment.
Yeah, but there might be a few that we missed, and I don't want to seem cocky.
Okay. Yeah. We reply to every single comment.
And we've had a few people send us Facebook messages with some ideas for some content, and we'll never say no to ideas. Apologies if we don't use those ideas, but please don't stop sending them to us. Do we have a corrections corner? I'm just trying to think.
No. We're flawless.
Well, shall we start?
Yes. So, what are the kind of ground rules for unsolicited medical advice that someone with a disability, chronic pain, chronic illness may receive?
1.
Yes.
Not asked for. Out of context. So not part of the conversation.
You're just having dinner and then someone sees you in a wheelchair and they're like,
have you tried walking?
Yeah. Let me pray for you.
2. It has to be bad enough advice that you giggle or look at them funny. While it's demeaning to be like, have you tried Panadol? There's a tiny bit of logic there that might have helped you when, you had a sprained ankle. So you kind of go, that's nice, Grandma, go back to bed. But if they're like, have you tried praying salts? Very different.
What's praying salt?
I don't know, I made it up.
Oh, okay. It's a combo of prayer and salt.
So if you would like to trademark the term praying salts, you can email us at haveyouttriedyoga@hotmail.com and I'll sell it to you.
I hear it's lovely on a nice salad.
It's smoked salts that you pray over and fixes all ills.
It probably already exists, to be honest.
Probably, but buy it from me, I'm poor. So we've got 1, it's out of context, not asked for. 2, it's something particularly dumb or demeaning. 3, it can come from somebody that has no right to bring that up for you. So it's, it's bad enough when someone you love does it, but when a complete stranger does it, it's very intrusive and quite frankly insulting.
I feel like those are the parameters, though.
I feel like that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, any case can be unsolicited medical advice if you deem it to be. It's in the eye of the beholder. Who am I to tell you what is or isn't? You could see this podcast as unsolicited medical advice if you took it at face value, which don't, please. We're not doctors. Go see a doctor. But also listen to us, because hopefully you'll like us.
I mean, have you tried yoga? Seriously. My aunt did it and she's cured.
Of what?
Leprosy.
Leprosy?
Actually, is leprosy still a thing? It's still a thing, isn't it? Yeah, what's it called?
I don't know, but they had a leper island where they sent the lepers.
Oh, in Hawaii. The Ask a Mortician YouTube channel did a great episode on it.
There you go. If we missed your unsolicited medical advice, it would still be very cool if you submitted it to us, because we may put it at the beginning or end of another episode.
Yeah, unsolicited medical advice 3.0.
Well, we can just make it a column. If you guys have a lot and it's hilarious, let's keep it going.
Let's be honest, there's never going to be an end to unsolicited medical advice because people just come out of the woodwork.
People can smell it. They're like, someone's struggling. I'll give them terrible advice.
Have you tried these herbs?
Well, do we want to start with our own, or do we want to start with our guests?
Oh, no, we're going to start with our own because I think we should surprise each other because I loved that from our first step.
That was fun. All right, well, rock, paper, scissors. Who goes first?
Okay.
Scissors, paper.
Whoa!
What were you saying?
Paper, scissors, rock.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No.
Fine. Paper, scissors, rock.
Well, you back down pretty quickly. Have you always said, what did you say?
Rock, paper, scissors, paper, rock. Yeah, I learned that in primary school. Scissors, paper, rock. What do you say? Rock, paper, scissors.
No, I said paper, scissors, rock, but maybe I've said scissors, paper, rock.
Scissors,
oh my gosh, I don't
paper,
even know
rock.
anymore.
I know that Americans say
Do you call
something.
it hide and seek?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's Tiggy?
No, that's a Queensland thing because it's tag in New South Wales. Yeah, when I came here I had to learn Tiggy. It was weird.
Tiggy.
It's like tag you're it.
No, we need to munch
Literally the rest of the world calls it tag.
I know.
By the way, can America stop using Fahrenheit? It's degrees Celsius.
And can
mate.
they stop using the word fanny for bums? It's very confusing.
Okay.
All right. Scissors, paper, rock.
Oh,
That's a
two
tie.
scissors.
All right, ready? Scissors, paper.
I was going to say paper, scissors again.
Scissors, paper, rock.
No, two papers.
Two papers. All right. Scissors, paper,
rock.
rock. Yes! I have
Scissors wins paper.
I have scissors. Emma had paper. So I'll go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was very dramatic. You're welcome. Okay, so I have one story of someone giving me advice, but just to mix it up a little bit, I was wondering about unsolicited advice through the lens of loved ones. So my partner obviously talks about me a bit, and I was like, have you ever had anybody give you advice to give me to make me better? And Callum literally, as he was doing tech support, goes, yes, I actually had somebody tell me to tell you to do yoga because it fixed their issue. And Callum told us that he laughed in their face and they didn't get why, and he was like, podcast. Have you tried yoga?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my little anecdote from him.
Yeah,
And
I've been told to try yoga like twice in the past month. Earnestly.
amazing. I've had people, when I say I do a podcast called Have You Tried Yoga, go, I love yoga.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, honey, no.
The amount of, pro yoga Facebook accounts and Instagram accounts that have followed us thinking that we're actually about yoga because of the keywords.
We actually had somebody offer us a business deal to do with yoga.
It was like promoting their yoga book.
Yeah, they're
We
like,
were
would you
like,
like to, we'll pay you to promote our yoga book. And it was like, orkies. Anyway, but my other story is quite long, so that's why I'm only giving one little anecdote and one big one.
Is this the long story?
It is.
All right, we're settling in. We're having a sip of tea.
Have a sip of tea, get settled in. So as I've mentioned, I work in retail and I work in a place that's 24 hours. So I work night shift, which entails working from like 4 p.m. to midnight. Mm-hmm. And that means that I serve all kinds of people from all kinds of life. And I've been doing day shift recently in opens, and that's so different again, but this is from the lens of working nights. So it's like 9 p.m, it's dark. I happen to work at a place that sells petrol, and I had a gentleman pull up, pick up a pump, and I noticed that his car's really dirty, and I realized that it's cement dust. Anyway, I watch him.
Wait, how do you identify that it's cement dust?
It just looks like cement dust. We get tradies who come in who I know are concreters that are covered in cement dust. So
like a white kind of
yeah, it's like a white powder. It's not cocaine. It's like
Yeah.
obviously cement dust, and it doesn't look like sand because it's too fine. Okay. I mean, I know that concrete has sand. Don't at me.
It does? I don't know these things.
Don't at me, tradies. It's like...
Yep, all the tradies that are listening
It's
to us.
like a fine powder that is added to make concrete, okay? The
I'm
end.
sorry. Keep going.
The end. Anyway, so he's in an older car, and my job is to make sure that people pump safely. So they're not on the phone, they're not about to light a cigarette, or in my case, about to pump petrol into a cardboard box in the passenger seat lined with a plastic bag.
Whoa. Like
So-
to drink it?
I don't know, but he wanted to put fuel in this plastic-lined cardboard box, and I saw him doing that, so I refused to activate the pump. Now, where I work, we don't have a speaker system, so you have to leave your desk where all the important buttons are and walk outside.
I'm sorry, can you go back to activating the pump? What do you mean?
You don't just pick up a pump and it flows. Someone watches you do it and goes, yes, they're safe, and lets you.
Oh.
I know.
I didn't know that.
So when you go to a petrol station and it takes like 2 minutes for it to start flowing, that's because we're doing something else, like stocking or serving a customer who is high needs or really needs focus. Or maybe we're going to the toilet or shoving some dinner down our throat for the breaks we don't get.
Today I learned. Okay, keep
Today
going.
I learned, so someone activates your pump. So I refused to activate his pump. I went outside, and that's when I really identified it was cement dust. And I noticed that the internal car, steering wheel, dashboard, seat belt, footwell, external parts of the car, all covered in a fine dust that I believe was cement. And I believe
Oh my god, is he a murderer?
I don't know, but I believe that the back seat actually had some cement in like bags. Not hard, like... Yeah, and it's like a sedan. It's...
I don't know what that means.
Okay, it's like, you know my car, which is a hatchback, has 4 wheels, little car,
Sure.
no hatchback, so it just means the boot doesn't have a hatch in it. So it's like the metal part that you lift is the only like layer in the boot. So it was like a sedan, you know, maybe a late 90s older car, like a Mazda or something. Not a very fancy car. And I say to the gentleman, I apologise, you cannot use that device to pump fuel into it. And this is a long story. I promise it wraps up and is relevant. And he's like, oh, I didn't realise that wasn't an approved fuel container. Like, no, a cardboard box, a cardboard box lined with plastic bags is not an approved fuel container. So instead of buying an approved fuel container, which we sell, and that you cannot use a paint tin, stop doing it, I hate you. And also don't use milk bottles. Don't use milk bottles. Anyway, rant over. He decided to just fill his tank instead. God knows what that plan was. Anyway, so he gets like $20 of fuel. And he walks inside and he kind of meanders around our retail shop, which has like groceries and sandwiches and donuts and ice creams, like any generic place that sells petrol. And he buys 6 very large bottles of water. Like, I'm talking 2-litre bottles. 6 of them, which is a lot of water, considering we live in Brisbane, which has beautiful fresh water. Unless something's wrong with your property, right? Comes to the counter, and I go, sorry for the inconvenience there. Yeah, it's just really important you pump into an approved container because it can cause an explosion. And I noticed that your car was actually filled with cement dust, which is very dangerous, like, especially inhaling it, like be careful. It's a genuine concern.
Like asbestos wise or?
It's
I mean,
just...
cement doesn't have asbestos. That
But
was a dumb
just
comment.
inhaling dust is bad.
Yeah.
Just bad. It's not good. You know, I'm asthmatic, and this guy left footprints of cement dust as he walked into the shop. So it was like, you know, when you have like Santa or like the Easter Bunny and like flower prints?
Yeah.
That through my whole shop, which I had to mop later. I was not happy, Jen. Not happy. He comes to the counter, he's like, oh, that's fine, righty-rah. And as I'm scanning his water bottles, he goes to me, do you drink bottled water? And I said, no, I don't, sorry. I have a water bottle that has a filter in it sometimes because I think it tastes better, but I like having fluoride for my teeth and, so I just drink tap water. And he goes, oh, no, do not drink tap water. It has fluoride in it. And I said, oh, I mean, it's a personal choice, you do you. And he goes, no, I've got some advice for you. Fluoride has been found scientifically, mind you, I am a scientist. Anyway, scientifically proven to reduce IQ, especially in developing children. Do you have children? No, I do not have children, sir. But thank you for the concern. He goes, oh, what I like to do is after I drink the bottled water, I reuse the bottles, and I go to the mountains in the Sunshine Coast, and I go to the waterfalls, and I reuse the bottles, and I bottle up that fresh, pristine mountain water, and I drink it. Because it's good for your IQ, it's good for your health, you should try it. Very good for you. And I'm thinking, 1, you drive a vehicle filled with cement dust. 2, you just tried to pump into a plastic-lined cardboard box with petrol. 3, you're reusing bottles that are not reusable, which leach into the water and cause cancer, some think. I don't know if that's definite, but there's like...
I've heard it's pretty definite.
It's
the
a
reason
thing.
why you need to not drink out of plastic bottles.
That aren't reusable, yeah. It's a thing, and it's bad. Anyway, and it's bad for the environment. Reusable bottles, guys. Come on. If you can do it, do it. I get it. I forget to take my bottle. I'll buy a water bottle. Yeah, fine. But this guy bought like 6. Anyway, so I go to him. No, I'm quite happy with tap water, but, thank you for the concern. You have a lovely day. Here's your receipt. Because I'm in my uniform, I can't tell him that he's a wanker. I would have loved to. But he doesn't leave. Oh no. He goes, well, look, here's the thing. You seem like you're a bright lass. And that you've got a big future ahead of you. And you seem like you're made of better things than working in this place. So you give it a go. You might find that you feel a little bit brighter without that fluoride in your system. He didn't even know I had a medical condition. It's like, can smell it. But yeah, I swear it's not relevant, but I could do a whole podcast on like the weird stuff that customers have told me.
So, how did it end?
Well, I quite firmly said, look, I've got some things to do in the back room. You have a lovely day. I'll see you again. Never saw him again. Thank God. And, I've kind of reflected upon it, and I'm like, what if this lovely gentleman was, not very well in the head? Because interesting life choices. So if you know of this person and they're not well, I apologize. But out of context, it was unsolicited medical advice. I make minimum wage, I have a lot to do, and he took up like half an hour of my shift.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes.
I mean, him trying to put petrol in a plastic bag pretty much just like seals the deal of him not being someone who should give advice.
No.
Like, wouldn't it escape a plastic bag? Like, get
Yes.
a plastic box at least.
No, also
Like a
not.
container.
No, just buy a fuel container. They're $20. You can use them for a very long time,
Yeah.
and they come with a funnel, which is very convenient.
But those funnels, haven't you heard? They cause I don't know. I'm being an idiot.
But yeah,
That was amazing. That was silly advice. I've heard that too, that people are like, no, the fluoride, it's either two camps. The fluoride is bad for you, or we don't have good fluoride in our water, and that's why people don't drink out of the tap. Those are the two competing arguments for why they don't drink tap water.
I looked into this after this man, and I looked into dentist issues, so dentistry. So if we just look at teeth alone, like, forget all the other stuff. I can't speak to that. They found that in towns that do not have fluoride, dentists mainly just remove teeth.
Oh, yeah. And, the War on Waste episodes that we talked about in the last episode, they did a whole thing where they really explained really unbiasedly about how fluoride water is actually
I mean,
fine.
when it's done badly, I've heard that it can be problemsome. But
yeah, like, we don't want the water in Flint, Michigan. But,
no.
No,
we
that's
don't.
a whole other kettle of fish.
Brisbane hasn't had any historical issues with their water, so I feel pretty safe drinking my tap water, and it's quite reasonably priced. I don't even think I pay for water here. We haven't been sent a water bill yet.
Keep it that way.
I hope so. I keep looking in my email box, because I know I gave an email address to somebody.
Meh.
I'm a terrible adult.
That's okay.
Yeah, so I've been saving the petrol man for this episode.
That was amazing. That was really good.
I get
good
some
storytelling.
I get some strange customers. So, yeah.
Okay.
Someone also told me they'd pray for me because they could tell I was hurting.
You could literally say that to anyone. It could be like they have a headache or like
I know.
they're sad that day.
I felt like really like seen, and then I realized, mate, you're a psychology student. Like, anyone can be described as hurting in some way.
It's just like cold reading you because you weren't smiling.
No, I
'Cause women
smile.
should smile more.
I smile at my job so I don't get told to smile by men who are creepy and deranged.
Okay.
Don't tell women to smile when they're serving you at a retail or hospitality.
ever.
Or just ever. Hey, I kind of freaked out Emma the other day at a shopping centre
When?
by honking at her.
Oh, yeah.
She was crossing the road and we weren't planning to meet, and I had my brother in the car with me, and I literally like honked at her and she freaked out. Like, am I being sexually harassed or is someone about to hit me?
Yeah, it was very disturbing.
Sorry.
No, that was nice,
I'm not-
though. But then you didn't stop and say hi.
I couldn't. I had shit to do. I had stuff to do.
Good save.
Yeah, and like my voice is actually returned to me, but I've worked almost 40 hours this week in retail, so I didn't have a yell voice, so hence I honked.
That's okay.
So if my voice is terrible by the end of the podcast, forgive me.
That's okay.
Emma's turn.
All right. So my advice is still relevant today, but it is actually advice that has been passed on throughout history, beyond the generations, and particularly takes us to a time of industrial revolution where we started having real pollution because, you know, we got the sewing machine and like trains and
The
steam
factory.
power. Yeah, and children died trying to, you know,
Sew some shoes together, which still happens in third world countries.
yeah. But we don't care about those children. We only care about the white British children in the 1800s who died. Didn't you know that? Anyways, is it true though?
Yeah, it is. Moving
I mean,
on.
actually, saying that in you know the subject of geography, we do look at globalization and the textiles industry in the modern times. So, you know,
Yeah, a lot of people in Bangladesh have died because the factories have just collapsed.
have you seen? It was maybe like a couple of months ago. The people who make clothes for Zara, they wrote their names in the clothes
in the labels. Ooh.
to show that they weren't being paid enough.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That would just freak me out.
Next year we're going to be releasing an episode on fashion, and I really do want
Yeah.
to talk about like slow
Sustainable.
fashion and sustainable fashion.
And also
Anyways,
like a disability-friendly fashion with clips and zippers and things
Yeah.
that are actually reachable. Anyway,
We're not here to talk about fashion. We're here to talk about something much more pure and beautiful, and I think that everyone could use this advice. It definitely has some merit, and you know, back in the day before we had like, I don't know, insulation and good windows and a working sewerage system, this advice definitely would have made a lot of sense. Nowadays, it's a lot easier to do this, but it has some issues as well. Do you have any guesses as to what I'm talking about?
air quality?
Oh my gosh, hey, you guessed it. It's about going and getting some airs.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because
mountains?
So it could be mountains, it could be
Sea
going
breeze?
to a little, it could be sea breeze, it could be going to a little villa in Italy because you're John Keats and you're dying. John Keats is my favourite poet, romantic poet with a capital R. So a time within they were all like, God is nature, etc.
But you know what cracks me up about that? People say go to the country, fresh air. You know what the country smells like? Animal feces.
Well, that's probably good for you.
Is it?
Have you tried animal feces?
Is it good for you? Because my dog poo does not make me happy.
Yeah, but you
I
could,
don't make dog poo. My dog does, just to clarify.
Yeah, but you could put like your dog poo in your garden and it would help your garden grow.
Yeah,
So, like,
occasionally
it's a part of nature.
Occasionally I do that, but if you put too much of it, it smells like dog poo.
Okay, but I'm not talking about people like going to the country and smelling a cow pat.
Okay.
Okay, we're not talking about poo.
So
We're talking
you're
about airs.
So you're sniffing good.
Airs, plural.
So you're sniffing good airs.
Yeah. So you're having a good sniff of some airs. So what it means is, you know, when people were really sick, like I said, my favourite poet, John Keats, who died before his time.
There's probably some evidence for that for people who have like chemical sensitivities.
I'm trying to tell you about John Keats! Just let me finish about John Keats.
Okay.
It's very precious to me. He wrote Bright Star. And then we can talk about chemical people and actual evidence.
Okay.
Okay. But like back in those days, you know, the days of like Bright Star were as steadfast as thou art. Okay. It's all like, yo, you're dying because we don't have a proper sewage system, and then like that time that like everyone's raw sewage
Chlorine.
got put into the Thames, and then everyone drank from the Thames and they got really sick. Fun times.
And like cholera and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're drinking poo particles.
Yep, and all the mozzies, etc.
We probably still drink a little bit of poo particles. Do you know that Dyson...
I don't want to think about
Do you know
that.
that Dyson hand dryers are questionable at the moment because it sucks up the poo particles and puts them on your hands?
Ew, Oh, well, Mythbusters did an episode years ago where they showed how far your toilet particles would go.
Pretty far.
They go out of your bathroom and into your house.
It's beautiful.
Like, it's on your toothbrush.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that really just... No, but some people are really germophobic and I
You're
don't...
brushing your teeth with poo particles
No.
and poop teeth.
Stop. I don't want to distress people because some people are really germophobic and that can be really distressing.
That is true.
So, we should also let you know that that is, like, part of, like, everyday life and your immune system can deal with that.
Absolutely.
And it's not like you are actually brushing your teeth with poo.
It's why you have an immune system, people theorize.
And even if your immune system is really compromised, you can handle those stuff. You are not the chick in that awful movie we saw.
However, if it is a problem, you can put it in a different room. I know people who do that.
Yeah.
It's an option.
There's purifying things, etc.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, back on topic.
So the airs.
Airs.
So it's basically like you said, like you go to the country where there's less urbanization, less industrialization, and you
Cars.
Yep, pollution from cars. You use less technology, so to speak, but it is really about this whole like
It's a very privileged kind of attitude, isn't it?
Well, I guess so, because making a tree change or a sea change definitely is, but it can be less expensive to live in the country, and people obviously do that for like a peace of mind.
But gerbs.
Gerbs?
Jobs.
Oh, I thought you were saying germs.
They took our jubes. It's an American joke.
Okay. Who takes the jobs? The city
Immigrants.
People. The city people.
Gerbs. They're
From
taking our gerbs.
Oh, from the country.
No, the joke is like about how
So sorry.
immigrants.
Said that joke before too.
It's about how immigrants in Australia take the jobs, and that's why they shouldn't be allowed in. Have you not heard that?
Yeah, I think you said it last time. I'm just remembering. I just thought you were trying to say germs.
I can't do
why I
an
got
American
confused.
accent very well, but it's like they say jobs, but with an
They say jobs.
Kinda.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, so I can see the merit in that though, because we were watching.
But it's all about that like steam production, pollution, coal, etc. pollution.
And if you have issues with like
asthma,
Yeah.
breathing,
yeah,
like obviously
respiratory
it totally
distress.
is legit. You think about asbestos being such an
or
issue.
mold sensitivity alone.
Yeah. But also like my pain isn't gonna get better just because like I go outside more. It can do good things for your mental health, but like my bed is my life because the grass, as we've said before, what did you say that time? The ground is not. You had a really good statement about the ground. Like you can't fall off the ground.
Yeah.
But like, okay, that didn't work.
I'm
but
confused.
anyways, all I'm trying to say is the grass is not as comfy as a mattress. So like sometimes you do need to be inside. Like
Yeah.
it is cold outside. So the airs aren't going to work for everyone. They didn't work for John Keats. He died terribly.
Well, there's also a problematic history behind that people who are disabled or ill would be sent to the country to get better air, and then
But also get away from their families that don't really want them because they're so embarrassing.
basically, and families would leave them there to die because in high society, having a disabled or sick sibling or child or relative wasn't very trendy.
And then if you were poor enough, honestly, they just probably you were forced to send them there.
Well, you just died. You didn't even get sent to the country. You just died in the sewage
Or you became like
gutters.
a ward of the state.
And you also died.
Yeah, you probably died.
Just death.
Yep.
Yeah, fun.
So
Very
that's-
positive.
So that's me, the heirs.
The
Plural.
heirs? So
Plural.
who told you to get the heirs?
Well, okay, this is where I cheated a bit. I haven't personally been told to get the heirs, but no one said go get the heirs, Emma.
But you've been hinted.
Yeah, it's
to
been
stay
like,
away from
do
the
you go
pollution.
outside? Yeah, just try and restrict. And
Have
definitely
you
I have
tried-
tried to do that.
Have you tried going for walks? It's like, yes, I do. Go for walks. And it hasn't fixed me. I just feel a bit better.
Yeah, like there is something really refreshing about like going out into nature. But sometimes nature is really cold or really hot.
And it's
or
been-
both if you're in Queensland.
In Queensland,
and-
it's been storming really badly, or it's been really hot. So for me, I have issues with like temperature change for both my heart and my joints. It's a hot no on the walkies unless I'm really keen. I just got nervous about saying walkies because of Ralph, but he's upstairs in a bedroom and cannot hear me.
Walkies.
Walkies.
Don't. No. Okay. So that's mine. So you'll go next.
I already said to.
Oh, you said both of yours back to back?
Sorry.
You have no other ones?
Not that I can think of. I've been just bantering. So
Oh,
I'm
okay. Oh, that's why you bantered more. My other one was, just like, yes. I had a small one. So my small anecdotal one is just to be, when people tell you to be happy, and you're like, yeah, it's a bit
Yes.
hard when you're in pain, mate, and have mental illnesses.
But did you know it uses more muscles to frown?
Because when I'm sad, I actually frown visibly, like I get real, like I'm a
No.
child and I'm an actor and I'm trying to be like, wah, and I do like big lips.
But my other thing is I have a resting bitch face, and so does Emma. So we
Yeah,
don't
yeah, I
smile
do.
unless we try. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I look great in serious photos. What can I say?
You do.
I
You
have-
really do.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have expressive eyebrows.
You do.
Thank you. I know I do. It's really good when
They've
I need
actually
to
got a-
actually get angry at someone. So all I have to do is just change my eyebrow, and they're like,
You've
"Oh,
got really,
damn!"
You've got a really nice arch in your eyebrows.
Thank
at the
you.
moment.
They are very pointy.
I was admiring it. I've been
Thank
trying
you.
to get an arch in mine, and it's just
Well,
slowly,
I mean,
slowly.
have you tried new eyebrows?
Have you tried getting your eyebrows waxed?
Oh,
No, I do them myself. I
because
don't
someone's-
trust people.
Because someone's going to tell you to get them threaded, and it's a whole thing. So
Check your privilege.
my other, people tell you to be happy, and it's like, yep, I really want to be sad and
I
depressed.
actually have more
Can
stuff.
okay. I was just going to say, on that note, I've been jamming and listening to a lot of the band Garbage, not Garbage, lately. Can the outro song of this be I'm Only Happy When It Rains? Because that's the best song ever.
That's
it's
fine.
like
Oh,
1990s
one of our-
grunge.
One of our YouTube episodes got banned in Zimbabwe or somewhere because of Africa by Toto being on the outro.
Yeah. It's not the first one to have that happen, but that's the thing with YouTube, is that they'll ban it when they recognize it, but actually it's still within fair use.
Because
if you
it's
look up
under X amount of seconds.
Yeah, if you look up the legal definition, it's totally within it. It's just, and there are plenty of videos that have the entire song and they somehow don't
I
get
think it's
used.
because
so-
petty people report.
we could just be going through some weird algorithm and they find us. Who knows?
In the Matrix.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? What was my thing? I remembered another thing.
Well, I mean, I was going to say my other last one, but that's okay.
What are you talking about? What was your last thing?
Being happy.
Smiling, happy. Nah, I've lost it.
Okay, well, my last one is, and I'm sorry, not sorry that I always bring up stuff with pelvic pain, because, like, that is my pain issue. But, recently did I say recently? Gosh.
Make
Rec-
a word.
Derbs.
Derbs.
Recently came across a great, seriously awful product. And I believe we said this on our Vaginismus episode, that you just don't put anything in your vagina that isn't, like, just anything that isn't basically an appendage with protection, thank you. You just don't put it in your private regions.
Like,
and
fingers,
we've
body
already...
parts, fine.
Yeah, I said appendages. That kind
Yeah,
of covers it. With protection.
Protection.
Because STIs are on the rise in
They
Australia.
are. They've been advertising
Did
them
you do-
heavily lately.
Yeah, buy your STIs. 20% off. You just haven't been advertising them lately. That was my bad joke.
They've been advertising that they've been on the rise lately.
Did you see there's the first baby that's been born with congenital syphilis?
Oh
That
my
hasn't happened in like
God.
20 years in Australia.
That's all.
I don't even know what that means for that baby if you have congenital syphilis.
But we've got.
Congenital means born with, but I don't know
But
if
with
that
syphilis,
means
don't
go
we have
away.
a cure for it now?
Yeah.
Because you don't like get brain damage anymore from syphilis like you used to.
No, you get penicillin. But I don't know what that means for that baby. They might
I
have some
have
complications.
no idea. Maybe
Anyways, that
development.
like just happened recently.
That's awful.
Yeah, it is really awful.
Use condoms and dental dams, please.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, aren't they?
Yeah, they are called dental dams. Look, to be honest,
Very
no-
unsexy name.
No one uses them, let's be real. But use some form of protection. People who have vaginas. And scene, okay. What was my... Oh, yeah, okay, so it's about sticking things in vaginas. We've said
I know
before...
what you're gonna say.
We've said before, don't put yogurt, etc. Okay, there is this new product, and it's all about cleansing toxins. And you might have heard of, like, Gwyneth Paltrow about the jade egg that you could put out and, like, steaming your vagina with, like, old tea, not old tea, but, you know, like, using
Fermented
tea
tea
leaves,
and stuff.
and it's about steaming your vagina. As we've said before, and I won't go over it because I don't want to harp
nothing
on
in
it.
your vagina. It cleans itself.
Yeah,
unless
pretty
you have
much.
a medical condition, and then see a doctor.
Yeah, literally, that's all we have to say on the issue. But this in particular was it's called, this is
Pearl?
particularly called a cachet, or was like cachet or cashy. It was, I believe it's kind of like someone's name. And it was a pearl with like a little bit of,
Netting.
like knitted netting or it wasn't twine, it was softer than that,
On a string.
on a string, and you put the pearl with this in a little net so you can hold it, okay, like a little pouch, and you put it up there, and then it'll clean out
And didn't they
your
say like
areas.
3 days?
Yeah, you can leave it for multiple days. So obviously we're saying this is really bad
You
advice.
should never leave a tampon for more
And
than
this-
like, what is it, 6 to 8 hours? And even then seems too long.
It's way less than 6 to 8 hours.
I don't use them, so
But
I don't know.
with toxic shock syndrome has gone, the risk of it is substantially lower than it used to be, say, when your mum used tampons in like our mum's generations, because the products have gotten better. But it's usually like you shouldn't leave it for more like 3 hours.
I don't know. I don't use them because they cause pelvic pain in me. So yay.
Me too. Anywho, yeah. So basically, all these testimonials from these women on this woman's Facebook page, because she was selling out of her Facebook page. It was like, the Cachet Yoni pearl, and it was just, I think they like it. People like it because it's like a pearl. That's so beautiful. We don't even know if these are real pearls. They could just be like, like a fake looking pearl.
Could
Because
just
pearls are
literally
expensive.
be a plastic ball
Yeah.
that it gets all this gunk in it, which is just
So-
literally discharge.
Yeah, so women said things that are really disturbing on this Facebook page for testimonials. Like, I had all of this blood and, like, they didn't even say technical words like discharge. It was literally like all this blood and gunk and pieces fell out of me. And it's like, one, that's probably the netting that is disintegrated in your body. Two, like,
The vagina has a self-cleaning cycle, so
if
to
there is
speak.
stuff coming, if you're not on your period and there's stuff coming out of you that is like
Green.
solid or green or any substance that is not like browny kind of discharge, like that is cause for concern, and it's probably because you left something to like,
disintegrate in your vagina.
yeah, but what's another word that's like,
Fester.
yeah, fester. Ugh, to fester in your vagina.
stop.
So that's something that I came across, and it was just so disturbing. And
You put it
seen as
on-
this craze to get rid of the toxins and just
You put it on a forum that we're both in, and the comments were just straight fire.
yeah, it's
So
just,
gross. And they had photos of used ones that quite clearly showed normal discharge just collecting on it instead of flushing out, which is not good. It's the reason. There's a reason why it comes out. Reason.
that's the word I was going to use. Fermented, like ferments in there.
What's really fun is that people freak out about the acidity of their vagina, like bleaching purple and blue and like underwear. And they're like, ah, and it's
Oh,
like,
sorry. So you're saying the discharge, the acidity from it, bleaching the color of the
yeah,
underwear?
yeah, like, and people are like, just buy liners if you want to protect your underwear, or accept that your vagina cleans and that your bright purple underwear over years, not weeks, years, will have a little patch that's a little bit less bright.
End of story.
End of story. Like,
Yeah. So these are particularly disturbing, and I think it was just
So
honestly the
dangerous.
pictures were really graphic, and it was
Hopefully
just like,
Hopefully the Therapeutic Goods Association pulls it off the market at some point.
it's not Australian. It was in America.
Oh,
so
then
I
it
don't
will
know.
never
what-
get pulled off the
I
market.
don't know what their therapeutic goods association.
I have no
issue
idea,
is.
but Australia's really strict. And there's been, the green tea supplements. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh my god, some gentleman or woman, I can't remember, was taking very, very, very concentrated green tea supplements. So instead of drinking
What
green...
for?
I don't know, something. Something was not going great for them, or they were trying to feel better or brighter or just...
Because green tea has caffeine in it.
Yes. But they were taking these supplements.
Sorry, I meant that as maybe they were thinking the caffeine would help them, but also that could be a big hindrance.
Well, the thing is it hospitalised them. Their liver or something to do with that kind of filtering system in their body broke down, and they got severely jaundiced. Jaundiced. And they were hospitalised, and they need a liver transplant because of this supplement. It's just a very, very concentrated green tea supplement. And people were like, this is why you need to talk to a health professional before taking a lot of any supplements with other
Oh my
medications.
goodness.
Like, don't mix grapefruit with heart medications ever. Things like that. You need to chat to your doctor openly and transparently about any illicit or herbal supplements, because herbal supplements are still medications. They still change the way that your body has chemical balances for good or bad. And, I know a lot of doctors that are happy to prescribe supplements like that, but you need to discuss what it will do.
And your average doctor isn't going to actually, like, report you or anything to the police
No.
for doing...
No, exactly. Just be honest. They're here to keep you alive and safe and sound. And, a lot of these supplements, I know this is very opinionated, but are a waste of time. Unless
Oh
you
no,
have
they've been proven they are. Like, did we
just-
discuss this on the last
just
one?
pee them out.
But women's multivitamin, like, actually do what you should do better
iron and vitamin D. That's all we
Well-
really seem to lack.
Well, I would actually not even say that. I would say go and get a blood test. Find out what you're actually deficient or low in, and then get a recommended dose. So I've been found out that I am low in B. I could be a little higher in D, and I'm borderline with my iron levels. So I take those multivitamins, and I do know that they've picked me up. But I've tried magnesium, those birth trauma drops that I've talked about before. What are some other ones? Vitamin C, echinacea. I've tried the lot.
Echinacea is pretty good if you have a cold at that time, but that's about it for me.
But
at least.
all of those things that I was tried just to try, but I didn't actually have any scientific reason to back it up.
I once had medically diagnosed low B12, but instead of just jumping me on vitamins and things, my doctor just waited a little bit because it wasn't so low it was dangerous, and my body actually just caught up. Our bodies are really clever. Sometimes we don't need to jump in immediately and just be like, add this stuff.
And if you buy something like a multivitamin, quite honestly, it's not going to have. It often has low doses
They're expensive
they're so expensive. But sometimes the doses of what you would actually require to feel better in them, like if it has a little bit of iron in it, might not be enough to make a difference at all. That's my unsolicited advice for you. Go and get some data to back up what vitamins you need to take.
Go see a doctor.
Yeah.
I actually knew of somebody who was getting black market serotonin supplements instead of actually seeing a doctor and getting antidepressants.
Oh my god, you can just get serotonin?
Or some kind of, it wasn't like a serotonin supplement, but it was something that increased
serotonin.
And
That
I
is
literally,
so
I sent her a
scary.
private message explaining how dangerous that is. It could kill her.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't appreciate you attacking me for actually looking after my health. And I'm like, I'm not trying to, but can you at least talk to a doctor about what you're taking? They can't stop you from taking it, but just mention it. Because if you overdose on this, it could kill you. Or you stop taking it suddenly because the supply ends, because it's illegal. You could die because you suddenly don't have it. And it was really problematic and scary. And just,
That's very
I
scary.
get that it's really hard when you're struggling for money, but if you live in Australia, at least, there are options for bulk billing, and please, please, please don't put your life in your hands.
Yeah, that's
Please.
really, really disturbing. That's scary.
I know. And it's like, in Queensland...
Especially with something big like antidepressants. It would be
it's
like...
so dangerous.
It would
if
be
they're not
like
managed.
getting black market codeine or something. It's like, that's a great way to accidentally die because it's not really codeine.
Yep. God knows what's in it.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows what's in prescribed tablets in the past.
Or now, let's be honest.
Let's be honest. But goddamn, I actually had a coworker that was complaining the other day about she's been on something similar to Lyrica for a while and she has to keep going back to get prescriptions. And I was like, try being on it for 5 years and having to go. But it's better for you to actually have it monitored.
Yeah.
Because your body is always changing. And so is the medical field. There might be something less dangerous to take.
Yeah. And I have to say, the biggest... I'm sure we said this on our first episode about maybe the pill and stuff, but my biggest pet peeve is when someone asks blanketly how someone else responded to another drug because it's so different. For example, you're still on Lyrica, right?
Yes, but it
Whereas-
can ruin people's lives.
Yeah. It really affected my mental health really, really badly. And
I know people that woke up one morning and couldn't walk because of Lyrica.
yeah, it's so dependent person to person.
Whereas, it kind of saved my life.
Yeah, exactly. You might just want to...
Yes, sorry, I'm just floppy.
That's okay, you have EDS, that's what you do. Floppity flop.
Floppity
That was pretty much all my advice I had to say. What about you?
I think so. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Shall we do our guest advice?
Oh, yes, because people have some... Okay, I'm saying another Aussie one. People have some real corkers.
Corkers. And don't be a galah. That means...
Struth.
Don't be a galah means don't be an idiot. Well...
Even though galahs are pretty. And we appreciate you, galahs.
So pretty.
They're a bird.
Alrighty, so our first submission was from Becca Bastion Lee about something called the Feldenkrais method. It's spelled Feldsnkrais, then method.
Sounds legit.
And it was literally that they should just lie on their back and move the eyes around to cure my back pain. And she goes,
So-
I shit you not. And it's got like a name because I don't know who this is, so I'll just use they. Commented about, that I should lie on my back and move my eyes around, and then came back to us and was like, yeah, it's actually called the Feldenkrais method. Some practitioner obviously fixed their mild backache with that one.
By moving their eyes around.
Mm-hmm.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say people's first names. Hers is fine because it was an Instagram name, but if it's a Facebook, let's just say their first name.
Yeah, and then Exploding Plastic Shop,
Hi.
hello, said that
She makes good earrings.
meditating will cure my chronic migraines. Maybe if you have like mild stress-induced ones.
And because meditating is very simple to do.
It's so hard. Doing it properly is hard.
I have to say, as someone who is like pretty cynical, even though I am starting to do meditation and mindfulness, I'm actually giving it a go.
It's hard work though.
It's hard work, but I got so turned off by this podcast about this person who was talking about just like aligned, it was about customers and things, because I run a little shop, and it was like about having aligned customers and aligned process, like aligned as in like the universe is aligned, and she was so happy about chakras and like meditation and doing mindfulness, and I was like, I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. Stop being so positive about being calm. It kills me. That's all I had to say.
I cannot be calm all the time. It's unreasonable.
Like, I get it. Just stop being so happy about it.
Stop being...
We're not like,
Stop
hey
being
guys, go
hot-
get a blood test. Like, we're like, hey, go get a blood test.
It's like, it's the
Dude.
holier than thou attitude that kills me.
Oh, she was just way too happy and way too young. And I was like, come back. I mean, when you've lived your life. I say as a 26-year-old. I'm
Yeah,
so
but-
old. I'm so old.
I feel old. I feel very old. Would you like to read the comment from Goddammit Stacey, who has done our artwork for the V Word episode?
Yes, and just wrote a smashing article for The Guardian about how dodgy Centrelink disability payments are.
And they are.
Yeah, woo. This podcast is not sponsored by Centrelink.
No,
Well, Centrelink can't sponsor anything.
because
but
neither
government.
of us have ever gotten Centrelink in the past history. They cut me off, and Emma struggled to work with them as well when you
Oh.
were studying.
They were good to me though, but
Were
then
really?
I don't classify for disability. But they were good to me on youth allowance.
They
But,
were not good to me on youth allowance.
but youth allowance is a bit of a write-off, anyways.
Anyway,
Okay, sorry.
Goddamn.
Well, we're not getting any more.
Nope.
So where is it? Oh yeah, goddammit, Stacey said my favorite advice was that my endo could be cured by cutting bread from my diet,
That's called celiac disease, and that is very different.
or a gluten sensitivity. They now come out and said that people can be gluten sensitive or celiac.
There is a difference.
And also, you got to get diagnosed with that.
Yes,
and
for the love
endo
of
isn't
God.
caused by bread. It's not like you ate bread and then you developed endo.
No. And you're another one?
Oh yeah, Pine Needle Path said, I've gotten the yoga and wheat comments a lot, but the best was that I should stop wearing black all the time because it's affecting my psyche and causing my chronic pain. I wear black, she says, or they say. I wear black, they say, because it saves me energy. I don't have to coordinate outfits, I don't have to sort laundry, and I always look good.
And I bet you
Yes.
do. And I bet you do.
Yes, you look so sophisticated.
And then Melanie has said those veggie pills, which I'm not sure particularly what that means, but that's
no.
still hilarious.
It's literally like, have you just tried spinach in a pill?
Oh, like a spirulina and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've
Or
honestly
you could just
thought
eat
of...
vegetables.
See, I've thought of that because I'm terrible at eating
you
my
are.
veggies.
You are. Just eat them, Emma. You can do it.
No, I'm a fussy eater.
You can do it. I believe in you. Just pick some vegetables that you really like.
No, I totally do that, but there are some that I could eat more greens and I struggle to eat my greens. Truth time.
Truth.
I am a 2-year-old child, secretly. So Barbara, she said, it's not a recent one, but my all-time favourite. I was once told that water and showers were really healing. Well, what would your fluoride man tell you, Georgia?
That water from the tap can kill you.
Yeah. But so when Barbara's having a migraine, that she should just have a shower. Because the irregular and loud pattern of water in a shower is exactly what I need when I'm phonophobic, photophobic, touch sensitive, and the pain of moving makes me throw up. Another good one Barbara says was, when I got diagnosed with a mental illness and the side effects from those meds as well as the side effects from the migraine ones, made me completely unable to concentrate or read. The suggestions I got from one person ranged for, have you tried chewing gum to help you concentrate, to, you could sing the words out loud, that might help. Thankfully, this person and I have since had a long discussion about why that was problematic and the reality of trying to study with health conditions and the importance of equitable access. But yeah, really not what I needed at the time. So, like, if
Can I get an amen?
Oh, man. Like, honestly, that is why I have turned to listening to podcasts,
I
because...
love podcasts.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried podcasts?
I suck at reading. It hurts my head.
Yeah, after a day at work, I'm totally tired, but I
Yeah.
can get information orally. But think about all the people with sensory issues and also with
Yeah.
migraine issues that
Yeah.
they can't do that.
Yeah.
That is dodgy advice for those people.
It really is. And then Jane has said, aromatherapy and accepting Jesus into my heart.
I think if you had the scent of Jesus, it would be like a win-win situation.
What would Jesus smell like? I feel like he'd smell like wood
Sandalwood.
shavings.
Yeah, because he was a carpenter.
And I feel like he'd have really
You're
soft
not from a
hands.
religious family, are you?
No.
I could make so many references.
Soft
You
hands?
Frankincense and myrrh.
No.
Do you get that one?
I do. There are religious people in my family, but I wasn't raised religiously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely sandalwood. He might have a bit of like a beach theme. Like,
Bit
I
of-
could see him putting a
what
bit
about-
of beach spray in his hair.
Bit
He
of
had very
salt?
nice hair.
Bit of salt, maybe a little bit of lavender or lemon balm.
Yeah, I mean, what are some other spices? Yeah, I like it. Lemon balm, that's a nice zing. And probably like some mint, because he's a bit of a healer. Or maybe he was.
I have one. Okay, this is advice from me to you. Do you know that there's that mint body wash that if you let it touch your genitals, it burns and you want to die? Have you not heard about that? It's like a brand, I know they sell it in Australia, but it's this body
Did
wash.
you mention that on the Vaginismus?
I think so. It's an Australian brand and it's really strongly scented with mint and it has mint in it. Now, I'm not saying this will fix back pain and joint pain, but for me, it has taken the edge off for me. So, like, I know people do this, like some lotions and potions, but I found really, really strong Burnie mint body wash on my shoulders. Took an edge off for me.
What's that old Radox, the old stuff that people put in their
Radox can be
bath?
kind of legit, but it will not cure you, and it is a terrible
No.
advice to give to someone. But hey, like, baths are nice.
So, like, aromatherapy can definitely, like, calm you down and things
Yeah.
like that, but it's definitely not
Not
going
a
to cure
cure.
your pain.
Not
it's
a
like
cure.
a very small, nicely scented Band-Aid.
I actually listen. I actually smell lavender sometimes when I can't sleep, and it makes me feel a little bit better. But that's more like a childhood memory of comfort rather than.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I actually hate the smell of lavender.
I know.
But
I know you do.
I
which is-
really hate the smell of lavender, but I really enjoy those lavender Kleenex tissues.
that is weird.
They're really nice when you need to blow your nose.
That's why I always burn my bergamot candle if you're over and not lavender, because I know you hate it.
Oh yeah, I got bergamot washing liquid when I was with you last.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is pronounced bergamot instead of bergamot. Isn't that the silliest thing ever? It's even a French word. It's what's in Earl Grey tea. Goodbye.
Adora.
Hey Adora, you comment on our stuff all the time. We love you.
Mind over matters, meditation, mindfulness. Apparently we're just weak-minded. Which comes across really condescending when you're really struggling, and while, as Emma said, things like mindfulness can be a great thing to add to your toolbox, they are not a cure.
And we've discussed before, I think mindfulness is really good for like my stress response. Is it good for me going, I acknowledge I'm in pain? No, because actually how I function in this world is that I actually distract myself from pain.
However, as someone who has researched chronic pain,
who also just did like her thesis on this.
it can actually be really good for chronic pain, but for not all people. So assuming that everyone can do it is
Not all
terrible.
people.
Not all people. And then what did Kelly say?
Weight loss surgery. So she actually went and was saying, you know, like it's so, because thin people are always super healthy, which, you know,
No.
you think about it, like there are so many, it really kills me because like the most dangerous eating disorder is actually, why is it gone from my brain?
Bulimia?
No, it's the other one. It's,
Anorexia?
no, because it's not anorexia. Bulimia and the one where it's,
Binging?
no.
Describe it. We can cut it out. Just describe it badly.
It's like you do all of the things, but people can't tell that you're getting skinnier. But it's not just bulimia.
I know what you mean. I don't know what it's called. It's where you don't necessarily get skinny. It's like an eating disorder where you don't actually lose weight, but you fixate on food in a way that makes your metabolism
And it's
more
not body
kooky.
dysmorphia. It's like an actual thing. Can you Google just like worst eating disorder? It's gonna be really bad. It changed. It used to be called like OzFed. I'm sorry. I think I'm getting all my special education acronyms mixed up. And OzFed means something else.
Ah, this one. Avoidant restrictive food intake disorder?
No.
Bigorexia.
Okay, we're on a crap listicle. Get out of the listicle. Yes, it's EDNOS. It just changed. It's not EDNOS anymore. It's called like OzFed. Otherwise specified feeding disorder.
Otherwise non-specified.
Yes, feeding disorder. So it's basically where it's in between.
Vomiting and...
Well, it's in between anorexia and bulimia, and basically,
it's
like a
both.
range of things.
Yeah.
And because
we
it's
did
really,
that in my studies.
because it's really undetectable, it can be really
Yeah,
terrible.
because you don't look any
We're
different.
talking about this? Oh yeah, because weight loss surgery.
Well, I've been like up and down maybe about 8 kilos in my life, and while being lighter was better on my joints, I didn't get cured, and I had friends who were considered overweight, and they were told by actual doctors that, like, okay, losing weight may make a difference, but it's not going to cure you. Like, you didn't get this because you're overweight. You didn't cause this by, not exercising necessarily, and losing weight will take some pressure off, but you're still going to have pain, like...
Yeah, and I think I just really see so many people run into that orthorexia, go in the other spectrum of, I cured my illness, but now
By
I'm so obsessive about food and exercise that I
getting
just
ripped.
can't do
Yeah.
anything else with my life.
So, like, in all honesty, like, me building muscle is very good for my health, but it's not something I can do all the time. I cannot always be weight training because sometimes I'm not well enough, or life gets too much, or I push myself too much accidentally.
And the people that are doing that, they make it a priority in their life, but also that is like how they make their social circle. It is like a big factor in their life, whereas
No,
a
I'm
lot
not
of
like
us
that.
do other stuff. Exactly.
No, I'm not like that.
It's about...
I don't like other people who go to the gym.
And skinniness
Sorry.
doesn't equal... Yeah. And skinniness doesn't equal fitness. It's about being
God, no.
fit and having a healthy heart rate,
You
etc.
can be skinny fat.
Yeah, exactly. Your organs could be awful.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like all of this is... The reason why unsolicited medical advice is so problematic is it comes out of the assumption of ignorance on the other party.
But it could be just nice naivete, and they just want to be nice, but like, just be like, hey, that sucks, instead of, have you tried yoga?
Yeah, and we covered this in the last episode, that instead of giving unsolicited medical advice, ask what you can do to help instead.
Yeah.
And if they say nothing, I'm fine, the answer is nothing, I'm fine. Don't assume. God damn.
Yeah. Have you tried stainless steel straws? No, but I'll whack you with one. I'm sorry,
I'll burn my mouth and rip up my roof pallet. Thanks. That'd be great. Love that.
XOXO, Gossip Girl.
Lordy, I tried magnesium liquid this month.
Like, you put it in, like, drops?
No, it's like a liquid that you put on your skin. Help me sleep.
Oh, like in magnesium oil.
Yeah.
That's nice. Do you get, like, leg cramps?
No.
Things? Was it for muscle
I
aches?
just bought it because it was on special, and I was like, "Oh, give that a whack."
Oh no, Georgia, that's uninformed use.
I know.
Magnesium oil can be really good if you have like muscle cramps.
Yeah, which I get in my neck, which is what I used it for, and it helped a bit.
That's good.
Yeah, would I buy it again? Maybe not, but hey, I tried it.
Yeah.
Don't say I don't try. But it did knock me out that night. I slept really well. Weird.
And maybe it's like a combo of like the massaging kind
I
of.
would say so. I would say it would be the massaging of the neck of myself, yes.
Yeah.
Because I dig my thumbs into pressure points in my neck and back, and that helps a lot. The physio taught me once.
Do you know what's really bad?
What?
A very soft massage that doesn't get into any
I
of your
hate
areas.
that. It's like half itching, and you're so
Yeah,
close,
yeah.
and then they stop, and you're like, I like my massage to hurt a little bit.
Yeah,
you know
me
that.
too. I like to get in there.
The lactic acid being released that kind of makes you gag a bit, or is that just me?
No, like I like to go to like, a person who like takes no prisoners and like.
Yeah, and like as the acid kind of gets released in your body, ugh.
Yeah.
But it's good because then you feel better. If I don't gag a bit when I get massaged, I probably haven't been rubbed enough. That sounds terrible. Oh my god. I swear that's PG. Don't judge me.
I can cut it out if you want.
I don't mind. Everyone thinks I'm a buffoon already.
I think that audio snippet should make the rounds, and then just that should like link to your LinkedIn, and that'll be like what people look at you when you're trying to get a job.
Oh no. Well,
The audio captions that we now place on our YouTube, the automatic captions, gonna have a field day with that one. The silence is Georgia getting very scared,
I'm drinking tea very weirdly.
like Kermit the Frog.
Yes.
That's none of my business. No, wrong meme.
No, I'm just pain.
Oh, you okay?
I'm making a face. I'm good.
Have you tried yoga? I hear it will help.
Yeah. Not this kind of pain. It's too deep. That's organy stuff.
You need a massage for that.
No, you can't massage organs, to my knowledge. And if you can, you're going to be bruised.
Have I told the time I had a visceral manipulation?
On your belly?
Yeah, it was like where people. It's so dumb. I don't know why I did it.
Tell me everything.
It's where you. Oh my gosh, this was at the height of everything being really bad, and I didn't know how to help myself.
Oh, lordy lord.
It's where like people. I don't even want to say it. It's so. It's just stupid, but at the time it was what I went
This will
through.
fix me. I can't wait.
It's like where people do like a healing,
Oh, like
look at
Reiki.
you, but it's not quite Reiki. So like they look at your organs, but their hands are placed above your body, so it's
And they give
hovering.
you good vibes.
Well, she was feeling in the air around near my liver and said I sort of had some liver issues, which is not true. And was sort
Cool.
of discussing that, but she was manipulating my organs, but not touching them and not touching my skin, and it was just above my body. And I paid a lot of money for that. That's got really sad. But how ridiculous. It's like...
Yeah, I've got the idea. It's like, you know, on Nickelodeon show about the Fire Nation attacking... Damn it. Aang, the Last Airbender. How when they do, like, they heal people with the water power and they literally just put their hand above the wound and it's like whoosh, whoosh, like that, but doesn't work.
Yeah, when they're bending.
Yeah, bending.
Yeah.
Why do you know this?
I actually like Avatar The Last Airbender. It's probably like that and Sailor Moon are the two animes I like. Stop looking at me, you look really creepy. Stop.
Exposed!
No, that's like the only two animes
Okay.
I can stomach.
Animes, okay. That put the nail in the coffin. Animes. Just anime.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a plural word.
It's like saying
the two
fishes.
anime I like.
It's like saying fishes.
Yeah, well, people do say fishes.
And they're wrong.
Yeah,
It's
they
just fish.
are. Okay.
Bye! I don't know. What do you do?
No, I mean, was going like, ugh, fine, animes.
Fishes. Yeah.
Have you tried fish?
Have you tried getting your omega-3
Oh my gosh.
fish oil tablets? You need to take 12 3 times a day for it to work, I was told.
Someone
once.
was telling me that, like, you know, the unsolicited medical advice, it's almost as bad as when you have a baby, and people are just like, have you tried this with their child? Have
Oh
you tried
god,
this?
that's why I like Pyla's mum never having kids. Have you tried just letting them cry for hours and so they can learn how to self-soothe?
Don't even get into that debate. Do you know the thing about, like, carrying your child around with you and then, like,
Yes, you
versus-
just strap it to your body always, even when you like poo and
Yep.
shower.
Yeah. It was a bit of a poo-filled episode. I'm actually quite, like, not comfortable about talking about poo, so this is good. It's breaking my boundaries. I just don't talk about bodily functions. Like, vomit, fine.
I've had to because
no.
I've had belly problems for a while. So yeah, you start talking about your poo
Well, I've
with all
gotten
strangers.
better about talking about pee because I've had to for my bladder issues.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I forget to pee and Emma yells at me.
Yeah.
Like I'll pee when we're done because
Yeah.
it's been a couple of hours.
I mean, I guess our solemn parting advice to all of you is remember to pee, please. Go and pee right now.
Yes, drink some water afterwards.
Yeah, but be careful if it has fluoride. No, just... Look, there are people who, like, legit had, like, poisonous water in Flint. Like,
I know, which is
eat
why
your fluoride, people.
which is
it could
why,
be worse.
Which is why we need to be sensitive to the fact that people will get upset. But hey,
No, my point is, be happy that there is fluoride in our water, okay? It stops stuff like that happening.
Brisbane water is actually quite delicious and fresh compared to some other places I've been. So
But pee.
peeing is good for you.
Yep. Remember to leave
If you don't poo, you die. Did you know that?
Well,
It's true.
really? I think when you die, you poo as well.
But, like, if you don't poo, you can die. It can kill you.
Yeah. I mean, last time we talked about coffee enemas, it's all full circle, really. Do
That
you
would
remember that
burn
coffee
so
enema
much.
episode?
Yeah, I know. That would burn so much.
Hey, gay people.
I mean,
pep talk.
drinking, like, a shot of coffee can make you
Do you reckon
poo.
there's green tea enemas? Oh my gosh.
I bet you
Someone
there
was telling
is.
me about how fecal transplants are really good for
Yes!
people.
You could take poo tablets if you've not got the right bacteria. Or something like
But
that.
apparently familial poo is the best type.
Can I have your poo, brother?
I mean,
Mother, may I have your poo?
Mother, may I sleep with danger? Mother, may I have your poo?
I'm going to hell.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. All my friends will be there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've established that we're
Yeah.
already going to hell.
Yeah.
While we're in hell, please leave a review
On
on
iTunes.
wherever you can.
Or Libsyn. I don't know. Where can you leave a review? Leave one.
Just everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Woo.
Woo.
Bye then.
Bye.
We'll miss you.
We will miss you, and we'll miss speaking to a microphone on Georgia's couch a lot, but Emma and Georgia have other endeavours to do for the rest of the year, like Christmas shopping.
And live in our lives.
Christmas
But
shopping.
also, if we do it seasonal, it does mean that we're going to make more, like, sophisticated content. Actually, no, we won't. We're literally changing nothing. It just means, personally, us, we're not going to be stressed because we'll be planning ahead.
It won't be, oh heck, we need to record now.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the quality. We need to record right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and send us money. And remember to pee. Goodbye.
Bye! Peeing is good.
Bye. Bye. That's really bad.
I don't know what we're doing with our lives.